How are you? Happy Thursday. It's your girls, Shannon and Nick. We, for more than one reason, more than three reasons, are kind of nervous about this show.
It's so true. I'm so nervous.
It's like the universe is trying to intervene, like, look,
Yes.
maybe you just need to like chill out for a minute and you know not do, I don't know. Anyway.
I know.
Okay. So yeah, no, the main reason
I've been like this all day.
We got 10 people like right off the bat. People are like, yeah, we want to see this. What the hell are they eating? So one of the reasons why we are nervous about tonight's show, aside from the subject matter of the show, is the fact that I am doing the live. I run the live. I've said this ad nauseum, but I run Bariatric Foodie Live on a platform called Be Live, and I am the only one who can run the show, and it runs off of my Wi-Fi. I'm at home. My Wi-Fi is forever a little bit sketchy, so whenever we do the live show from home, there's always just a little bit of wonkiness. So my mouth and my voice probably aren't going to match. I may freeze. Shannon may freeze. Her Wi-Fi was acting kind of funky a couple minutes ago. We're just going to cross our fingers. But I can't help but think that this is like some sign from above.
I know.
Because you guys know what this show is about tonight. Okay. But before we get to what this show is about, well, first of all, how are you, Shannon?
I'm good. I've been crazy all day because of this show. All day.
I know. I was crazy yesterday, but see, that's the thing is we'll talk about our process in putting this show together as we go along. But yeah, we both we've gone through some stuff over this show. But we're gonna start off the way we always start off with announcements. Okay, so I have a couple of announcements today. First of all, guys, seriously, this is the last warning about the Bariatric Foodie Fall Step Bet. It closes on Sunday. If you are not in by Sunday, you cannot join this game. And when you join the game, you're going to get your steps. You're going to walk. We're in our practice warm-up, whatever you want to call it, week right now. So we're getting our steps in, but I am seeing folks, hitting their power days, which is the bigger of the two goals that Step Bet gives you. And doing all sorts of things, making that time to walk. So if you really and truly need motivation to get moving, to dip your toe back into activity, or just to hold yourself accountable to activity, check out the Step Bet. You can go to bariatricfoodie.com/step bet. I will break down to you how the whole thing works on that page. And then there's a button for you to join the game, but you do have to join the game by Sunday. That is absolutely the last day that you can join the game. Okay. After this, we're off to the races with the Step Bet. Second announcement, there's a new blog post up. Did you see the new blog post, Shannon? Yeah, it's I was thinking of like sort of game time stuff. This is actually a recipe that, we got the delay with my voice and the video, but it's okay. This is one of those recipes that I taught in the cooking class, in one of my online cooking classes. It is cauliflower nachos. So check that out. It is on the page. If you come to the page, you'll see the link for the recipe. And then my final announcement is that the online cooking classes for September and October are up. So for September, we're going to do Elevate Your Lunch Plan, because lunches can get, work lunches can get kind of boring. It's like, you do the same old, the same 4 or 5 recipes all the time when you're packing lunch for work or whatever. So we're going to elevate your lunch a little bit, try and make it a little bit yummier while staying like protein packed, good for you, all of that kind of stuff. So that's September. And then in October, and I know Shannon is excited about this one, we are going to pumpkin all the things. But here's the thing is everybody thinks that pumpkin recipes always have to be sweet. Pumpkin recipes don't all have to be sweet. So we're gonna do some sweet pumpkin stuff. we're also going to do some savory pumpkin stuff. So I'm going to put the links to the classes in the show notes after the show. Check it out if you need some inspiration and ideas as we get back into the back to school, back to work, back to life, back to everything sort of schedule. And also, if you're a pumpkin lover, you're definitely going to want to check out the October class. So, without further ado, it is time, Shannon. So shall we first talk about how this idea came up?
Yes, we can talk about that.
We're stalling.
We 100% are.
So I wanted to do so. Like last week, I gave the show a title that was like sort of, it was true, but it was sort of like one of those like clickbaity titles. And so it was like, let us solve all your problems. And that show was hopping last week. I was like, good Lord, we had like 40 some people. We were just in there with everybody's problems going through. So I started to think backwards from the clickbaity title. Like, what clickbaity title could I do that would be crazy and that we could do? And I know that people really like our tastings. When we do like product reviews and tastings, we always have such a good time. Everybody really gets into it, but we don't really have any new products right now to taste for anybody. I know there are new products, but we try to work actually with the company and with the brand when we taste products. So we don't have anything of that sort right now. That's not to say that we can't taste products if we're not working with the company, but you know, that's where we are right now. So then, you know, at the same time, there has been this like craze of a couple of different keto-friendly recipes inside the Bariatric Foodie Nation Facebook group, which by the way, I'll put the link to that too in the show notes. So if you're not in the join group, you can join the group. So there's a couple of recipes in there, and Shannon and I chat a lot offline. So we've been like, you know, some of these recipes come up and I'm like, I don't know if I could eat that. So,
Yes.
So I am down to try these recipes. I said, you know what, let's cook these because we're freaked out by these recipes. We're not freaked out because somebody emailed me. It's like, don't be freaked out by the keto diet. It's just this, and this. I'm not freaked out by the keto diet. I'm freaked out by these particular recipes in the keto diet. And it's not even because when we go over the recipes, they may be recipes that you all have tried before. And I welcome you guys putting in the comments, like what you've tried, what variations you've done on the things that you've done, to give us all ideas. But it's just stuff that didn't ever go together in my mind. So I'm a little bit pensive about the whole thing. So at this point, you know, Shannon and I put our heads together. We have 3 things that we have cooked. We have genuinely cooked in our kitchen. I'm actually in my kitchen right now that we are going to try for you. I haven't tried these things before. Have you tried these things before, Shannon?
Nope.
Okay. So we have not tried these things before, but we're going to try them tonight. And we're going to see if they are as scary as we thought they were going to be, if they are not as scary, if they were worth the hype, if they are secretly like the best thing ever. We are about to find out. We're about to get to the bottom of this, Shannon. We might discover that we actually love something.
Ever the optimist. I am hoping to like these things. Like I'm really nervous because I don't want to eat something and be like on the live. Like that's just
I've done it plenty of times. Do you not remember Baby Food Gate? I'm still on the outs with that. I don't even know if that company exists anymore, but I'm pretty sure they still hate me because I had such a strong reaction to their product on the live.
I did not want to go there, and so I am nervous about this, and I'm really hoping that there is some there's some goodness here because I really want for there to be some goodness.
Let's think positive, Shannon.
Yes, I really want for there to be some goodness.
Positivity. Okay. So we are going to go through these in the order that, like I said, I proposed the order. Shannon was like, look, I think I'm maybe equally sort of, you know, cautious about all of these recipes, so it doesn't matter what order we go in, but I put them in order by what I'm least freaked out by to what I am most freaked out by. So we're gonna go with least freaked out by. And that is something that I know a lot of you have tried. So please chime in, try it. How do you use it? What do you do with it? We're going to talk a little bit about what's in it and the process of making it. But you guys chime in too about whether or not you guys sometimes enjoy cloud bread. Now, I know it's shocking that we've never had cloud bread. It just never sounded like something that I wanted to do. I'm not like vehemently opposed to bread in the first place. I don't eat a lot of bread, but that's mainly because sliced bread that's from the store is not that appealing to me. Like the texture isn't that appealing to me. Like, but if you bring a loaf of bread that like a baker actually baked, like from the farmer's market, that bread is not safe. But sliced bread, you know, sometimes I eat it, sometimes I don't. But I'm not like a bread overeater. So if I'm just gonna have a piece of bread, I'm gonna have a piece of bread. And I don't need bread for a sandwich. I don't need bread for a burger. I don't need a bread for anything that, you know, most people make these for. So it's like, you know, I just never thought that was something that I needed to do. But apparently a lot of you are out there making cloud bread. So I'm going to, first of all, Shannon and I both made cloud bread, right? And the process of making cloud bread is pretty simple. Now, here's the thing is I would be interested, Shannon, if your process differed from mine, because I don't know what recipe you used. I just grabbed like whatever came up first on a Google search. But cloud bread is made by separating egg yolks from egg whites. Mine called for 3 eggs, where you separate the yolks from the whites. Then you add some cream of tartar to the whites and you beat them to stiff peaks. I did that with a hand mixer because there's no way in hell hand beating eggs to stiff peaks. I'm sorry, that is just not, I love you guys. I love you foodies, but I don't love you that much. So
mine, I did very similarly, but I didn't have the cream of tartar. It called for, what was it? Baking soda?
Baking soda? Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I think both of them are to give that crispy bite sort of thing. And I think both of those do that. So, okay, so you beat the whites to stiff peaks. And then in a separate bowl, you soften some cream cheese and you add a little bit of salt and the egg yolks. That's what happened. And then after you've mixed that up, you pour the egg yolk mixture into the egg white mixture and you fold, not stir, not blend, not hand mix. You gently fold the egg yolks into the egg white mixture. You bake it at 300 degrees. Well, mine was 300 degrees. Was yours 300? I put a piece of parchment paper down on the baking sheet and you put them in little mounds that are like, you know, they end up being round because they sort of spread out. And you put it in the oven, and mine called for 25 to 35 minutes. What was yours?
Mine was 300 for 30 minutes.
Okay. So I did 30 minutes. So I set it for 30 minutes, and then I went and got dressed this morning. And by the time I set it to the one where the oven turns off when it's done counting down. And yeah, so ours look a little different because yours look kind of, let's just show ours. Let's just hold it up because this is what you end up with. Okay, wait a minute. Mine looks like I took a bite out of it, and I truly didn't. Okay, so there we go. There we go. So hers looks kind of more biscuity, and mine is like smooth and flat. So I don't know how that happened. Maybe it was the baking soda.
It's possible. I also, I didn't overfold like the egg yolk into the whites. So maybe that's part of the reason why they turned out differently.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing is like,
I wasn't excited because the pictures on the blog that I pulled from looked just like what I ended up with, so I was happy.
But see, that's the thing is, I wouldn't mind that. It looks very biscuity and very good. Oh, my dog is like so curious about what's going on. You cannot be over here. Go over there. So yeah, so yours looks very biscuity. I can deal with that. Mine, I don't know what it looks like. It looks like sort of like this sad little. It actually looks like a sandwich then, almost a little bit. It's like on the back, and then this on the front. Okay, so we're gonna taste
tortilla, like a homemade tortilla.
Ooh,
sometimes
I could make a big one.
Like a thicker, you know how homemade ones sometimes get a little bit thicker?
Yeah.
That's kind of what it reminds me of.
Well, I toasted this a little bit just to get
Okay.
it warmed back up. But we're going to taste it. How are you going to taste yours? Are you just going to taste yours with the cloud bread, or are you going to do? I have to admit, I was going to do mine with butter and jelly, but I know you guys know when you're in that struggle week where you haven't been grocery shopping. Not necessarily. It's not because we don't have money to grocery shop. We just haven't been grocery shopping. I have nothing. I don't have jelly. I do have butter. I don't have jelly. I don't have peanut butter. I don't have lunch meat. I'm like, dear Lord, I am just a mess right now. So I
just have a little bit of butter. So yeah. I thought I would try it like a little bit just to try it, and then put a little butter on it.
Well, I made the world's simplest tuna salad. And so wait a minute, let me take this subtitle down. Hold on. And we're gonna taste this. And I see people chiming in about their cloud bread. Let me see what folks are saying. Is it kind of like naan? No. Let's see. Crystal's here before she gets ready to work. She said she's made it. Gloria said she's made it. She likes it savory, so she adds herbs and garlic seasoning. Anita says she prefers the low carb bread that she makes, and Terry just was like, nope, not going there. Okay, so all right, wait a minute. I got my tuna salad ready. I'm gonna just make like a little tuna taco. I don't know. No, I'm gonna spread it. Okay. All right. Are you ready, Shannon?
Yes.
Okay. You got your butter all loaded up?
I'm going to put a little bit on.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Let me put a little more tuna. Hold on. Tuna. All right.
More tuna.
More tuna. Okay. We're gonna do this. All right. Bon appetit, Shannon. Okay. That's actually pretty bready.
Yeah.
Mine is.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad.
Definitely like an eggy flavor.
Well, see, I toasted mine, so I think that's right. Mine is like white bread. You know, white bread is just like spongier, soft. I'm not a big fan of white bread, but it's not horrible.
With the butter on it, it's not, it does remind me a lot of white bread.
Okay. So, okay.
I don't know if you guys can hear.
It looks kind of eggy.
I don't know if they can hear the sound that's happening when I bite into it, but
it's the crispiness.
It's not. Mine is not crispy.
Mine went crispy when immediately out of the oven. Oh gosh, yes. I'm talking with my mouth full. Immediately out of the oven.
Yes, crispy. But now it's really soft and spongy, and it kind of makes like tiny little popping sounds, like bubbles popping when I bite into it.
That's weird.
Yeah,
okay. We're good. I'm gonna eat the rest of this because I haven't had dinner yet. So.
I know I didn't eat much of anything either because I was like, we are gonna have to try so many things. I'm not eating food.
Yeah, it's kind of bready.
Yeah. Why were we so afraid of this though?
This is not as horrible as I thought it was gonna be.
Now I tell you, I was put off initially by the smell, especially right out of the oven. It smelled very eggy to me. And I'm thinking, how can you overcome the egg smell? But it's not bad now.
Yeah.
And the texture's not bad.
Yeah, mine has been in a Ziploc baggie all day. So when I got it out, it was kind of like, you know how everything just gets moist in the
Yep.
So that's why I toasted it.
It's not horrible.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like the most horrible thing that you've ever tasted, 10 being the best thing that you ever tasted, where would you put cloud bread?
I'm going to give it a 5.5.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm like,
you know what? I don't hate it.
Do you know what puts me off about it? It's an awful lot of work for what it is to me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is I would not make cloud
like
bread.
I wouldn't go out of my way to make it.
You know,
Yeah.
it might. You know, I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't. But the tortilla thing has me kind of interested. That might actually be a thing that, you know what I'm thinking though, because the texture of this might actually be perfect for it. Shannon,
What?
I've been wanting a low carb way to recreate a chalupa.
Oh,
This is perfect chalupa
that
texture.
is. It
So all I
is.
got to do is like figure out how to make chalupa innards. I would make this to make a chalupa because the chalupa is way too, like from Taco Bell, is way too filling. Okay, judge me if you want to. I eat Taco Bell. I was so devastated today because I thought that they were going to eliminate the Dorito Locos tacos, but it turned out they're only eliminating the Cool Ranch and the spicy one. They're keeping the nacho cheese flavor one, which I can deal with that.
Right.
I just can't deal with a world with no like Dorito Locos tacos. Anyway, so, but this is, yeah, if I made like a big ass cloud bread,
I would be interested in that. I would be interested in that for sure.
Stay tuned. The chalupa is going down on the blog. So that is cloud bread. And yeah, we gave it a, what? Let's split the difference and just call it a 5 out of 10. It's we didn't mind it. It wasn't horrible. It's not necessarily something we're going to incorporate into our routine. I think that's fair to say, right?
I would 100% agree with that.
Okay, so let's see. Let me check the comments before we move forward.
One down.
Let's see. One down. We're gonna make it.
One down.
Let's see. Tammy said she could hear your bites. Crystal said she sees people making a lot, but she's been afraid to try it. Gloria said she stores them in the fridge or freezes them and reheats in a frying pan to get crispy. Then over easy egg to break the yolk. Tasty. That actually sounds like it could be tasty too.
Yes, I could see that.
Yes, that sounds like it's yummy. And then Crystal asked, so after trying, would y'all add it to your normal food? I think we answered that. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not so much that it took so much time to do either. It only took me about less than 10 minutes to mix it up. Right. And then, you know, I scooped it onto the baking sheet and then put it in the oven. But I mean, for the way I eat personally in my lifestyle, if you are like a person who absolutely positively, I can't do bread, I won't do bread, this is a good alternative if you want a sandwich thin sort of thing, chalupa. Or whatever, you know, something to eat your eggs on to replace an English muffin. Ooh, I wonder if this would, if I had cheese, I would totally like off the cuff try a grilled cheese, but I have no cheese, guys. I have no cheese. So, it might make a good grilled cheese. I don't know. Right. I have a lot of pieces of this to experiment. Yours didn't look like it. I don't know. How many did yours make? Mine made 12.
I adjusted because I didn't have that many eggs and I was starting to get nervous about having enough to complete all of my things. So I like made a smaller batch and I got like 4 or 5 about this size.
Oh, okay. All right. So, well, I have like 11 of these mofos left. So
yeah,
I'll experiment and let you know how it goes.
Yeah, the recipe was like, it made a lot of those.
Yeah, it did. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know that I need that much cloud bread in my life. Okay, so on to the next recipe. We got to move forward, Shannon. We got to keep it moving.
Let's keep going.
All right, this is the one where I feel like Shannon, this might be the one, I don't know, because after the third one, maybe you're equally as freaked out, but I know you were deeply disturbed by the name of this next one at least.
Yes.
And maybe because I have to I'm going to do a quick reheat of mine because I have the benefit of having the microwave right there. But we're going to talk about why Shannon was bothered by it. And this is the recipe that started this whole spark of everything that we're doing tonight, because people in the group latched onto this recipe and ran with it. And Shannon was like, oh, hell no. So,
yeah.
So wait a minute, let me tell them what it is first. We are going to try Chaffles. Now,
Yes.
while I'm setting this to 15 seconds in the microwave, tell the Foodie Nation why you were bugged by the name Chaffles.
I wasn't. So I was a little bit weirded out by the concept of the chaffle, but it was more the word itself that made me like cringy. So I was like, it kind of reminded me of like chafe, which is an unpleasant experience if you've ever been chafed. But so that automatically put a like a feeling in my head about the whole thing, and I was not sure at all about the chaffle. Um, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping I actually have really, really, really high hopes for the
Yeah, because people
chaffle.
started like posting like graphics with like 50 chaffle ideas,
Yes,
and it was like a whole thing. So
yes.
I was like, we got to try the chaffles. So I just warmed my chaffles a little bit. I have two chaffles because I'm trying it two different ways today.
I
So
did too.
why don't you tell you what?
I did two chaffles, two
Oh,
different types.
okay. What kind of chaffles did you do?
So I made a ultimate chocolate chaffle,
Ooh,
and I did a um bacon and cheese chaffle. So like
okay.
a sweet and
A savory.
a
I did
savory.
I did the same thing. See, we're so alike. And by the way, if you haven't already guessed, chaffle is the mashup of the words cheese and waffle.
Mm-hmm.
And so, okay, so let me tell you, first of all, before we tell you how these are made, I'll tell you what chaffles I did. I did a savory one, which is this is my Parmesan garlic chaffle.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. That's what I like about the chaffles. You can hold it up and it's like
Mm-hmm.
And then I did a sweet one, which is a cream cheese chaffle.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do you want me
sweet.
to show mine? My chocolate chaffle broke, so it got stuck. Like I sprayed the heck out of my waffle iron, and it still stuck a little bit and broke. So my chocolate chaffle, my chocolate
Yeah,
chaffle was in two pieces.
wait a minute, hold on. Let me see like your piece of chaffle. Let me see. Okay. Oh, that looks really good. Oh, you have a square waffle maker.
Yes.
That actually looks really good, Shannon.
Yeah.
I
Um,
would eat that.
and I blended the heck out of the batter, and there's still like little pieces of cream cheese in here, which is kind of like making me
You just
feel
never get
some
rid
kind of
of
way.
them.
Yeah,
Anytime I do
but
cream cheese in anything, that it's that
mhm,
way.
yep. But there's that one, and then I wrap mine in like foil and stuff to try and
Yeah, because you didn't have the microwave right behind you.
know. And so then this is uh my bacon and cheese chaffle, which I made with hickory bacon salt
Yeah.
and then the cheese.
Play
Yeah.
with your food. Snaps to Shannon. Okay, so Crystal said she's feeling pukey thinking of cheese and chocolate. She made it with cream cheese though, Crystal. So if you've ever had chocolate cheesecake, it's kind of the same
Yep,
thing.
cream cheese. And
Um,
although to be truthful, I did throw a little bit of mozzarella in there because I was feeling like, well, if I'm going to go all out, I better go all out and
yeah,
do
see,
some
that's the
things.
thing.
So,
It's like, well, first of all, I bought mozzarella yesterday. The food in this house does weird things because I bought a 4 cup bag of mozzarella yesterday
hmm
and I put it in the fridge. It is, I don't know if it fell somewhere. I don't know. It's gone because I was going to make the chaffle because the recipe that I have is a chaffle that you put syrup on, but it's made with the mozzarella. And I was just
hmm
like, if I'm
I
really going
know.
for freak out factor, but then I think God saved me because some cheese went missing. So yeah, so I did the cream cheese for the sweet chaffle. Now
hmm
my chaffles were made, they're very simple ingredients. For the cream cheese one, I put about 2 ounces of cream cheese.
hmm
I softened it. I, blended it while it was softened by itself.
hmm
Then I put an egg in there, and then I
Yep.
put 2 tablespoons of Splenda and an eighth of a teaspoon of vanilla extract.
hmm Mine
So that
was
was that.
similar amounts of ingredients. Only I had cocoa powder, Splenda, eggs, the cream cheese. I threw a little bit of mozzarella in there because let's, YOLO. And
I love you, Shannon.
and I mixed it really good with the hand mixer. I mixed it up real good and then cooked it in the waffle maker. So simple, really simple to put together.
Okay. So, and then for the Parmesan garlic chaffle, I just put freshly grated Parmesan, not the powder stuff, the freshly grated Parmesan, about a half a cup with a large egg. I put some garlic powder, a little bit of salt and pepper, and some chives. And threw all of that together and put it in the waffle maker. I didn't even know if it was going to make a waffle, but apparently, like, anytime you put an egg with something, it's just going to make a waffle. So that's comforting. So, okay, the time has come to try our chocolate.
Okay, which one are you starting with?
I'm going to start with the sweet one.
Me too.
That's what I'm going to ease into it with the sweet one. I've never done a savory waffle before in my life. So this is like we're sharing a moment together, guys, that, it's special. We're going to make it last forever. My dog is like literally sitting right here.
Right there.
Like, hey, are you going to drop anything? Or, okay, so I'm at
I was thinking I should have brought down some peanut butter. A little bit of peanut butter on this would have been like life.
Peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try this chaffle. Okay.
You ready?
Yes. I feel like it would be different fresh out of the waffle.
She's so fancy with her fork and knife and stuff.
Just because I got syrup. I don't want syrup all over my hands. Okay. All right, here we go. Ready?
Right. Yep.
Set. I like that chaffle. My chaffle's really good.
This is really good.
Okay.
Not bad texture.
No, that's waffly texture. Like I feel like it would be even more so if I had eaten it straight out of the waffle maker.
Yeah, I think it would have been like way awesome. Yeah. Hot right off of the griddle.
This is kind of the bomb.
And
there's no flour in here. Like absolutely, positively no flour. Whoa. My mind is a little blown right now, Shannon.
I know.
Because I was really, see, this is the easy chaffle.
Yeah.
So, but I put some syrup on it. Just regular standard variety pancake syrup. Yeah.
A little bit of syrup or peanut butter would make this like.
Ooh, you know what you do? You put the peanut butter in the microwave for like
melt it
20 some seconds and just like
yes.
Crystal, she said her waffle maker makes waffle sticks. Ooh.
And then because someone said you could make the strips and dip the waffle strips in syrup. Whoa. A valid point.
All right.
These are good.
Okay. All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give these. I don't think it's a 10 because it's not like the best thing I ever. I'm gonna give it a solid 8 because I feel like it shouldn't get a 10. A 9 is maybe it's not like I still love regular waffles more. I'm gonna give it a solid 8.
I think 8 is a really good number for this.
Yeah. So
pending trying the savory
chaffle. So the sweet chaffle is an 8. Would you do the sweet chaffle? I would do this.
Yes, I would.
I would do this.
I would. I would. I probably won't.
Tammy wants to know what was in yours again.
Mine was egg and cream cheese, cocoa powder, sweetener. I use Splenda. And I put a tiny little bit like the sprinkle of mozzarella, but not enough to make it like cheesy. Yeah.
How do you know it's not like bits of mozzarella that you're seeing in them?
Oh, maybe it is. No, I think it's
Cream
I
cheese.
think it's cream cheese.
Okay.
I'm feel very confident that it's cream cheese.
Okay. So, all
I
right.
don't maybe it is the mozzarella.
It
You
might
know?
be.
And
Okay.
I'm not mad about
Um,
that.
Shannon, did you freestyle your chaffle? Because Yvonne is asking about recipes.
So, do you said that people were sharing that link or that thing with all the different recipes of all the different
Oh, the
chaffles?
graphic, the
That's
chaffle
yeah, that
graphic.
one graphic, the infographic that had like 800 million. That's where I took it from.
Oh, okay. Well,
So,
I will post that tomorrow, and then I'm pretty sure my chaffle is on there. I didn't look at that graphic, but yeah, I am a firm believer that when it comes to recipes, there are very few original ideas anymore. So my chaffle is probably on there. Okay,
yes.
so let's get to the savory chaffle. I'm not sure how we're supposed to like. I'm just gonna eat the chaffle. Okay. I'm just gonna eat it. Okay, so here it is once again, my Parmesan garlic chaffle. I'm just gonna take a quarter of this.
That would be really good as like with some pizza sauce on it. That sounds really good.
This one is a little tougher.
This one, yeah, mine is this one's a little more dense, a little more
It's
tough.
probably because cream cheese is softer than. Okay. Bon appetit.
Ready? All right.
Oh, that's good. I need some bacon with that. Yeah, see, you were on the right track with the bacon. Try bacon. Ooh.
This is so good.
Yeah, really good. Like this could be like a bun for something. Like, cause I don't have a mini waffle maker. I would imagine if I had a mini waffle maker and made it as a mini waffle, that this would be like a really good for a slider.
Yeah.
This is really, I like this. It's sort of eggier.
Yep.
But I did a good job
BLT.
with the Parmesan garlic sort of togetherness.
Someone said BLT, and I am on board with that.
Yes. Okay. This is good. I have to stop eating this now though because I'm starting to get a little full. But that's really, I didn't expect to
I'm
like
amazed.
that chaffle.
Y'all knew what you were talking about on the chaffle.
Maybe we need to just keep more open. Like we do promote play with your food, so.
Yeah, can we not call it a chaffle though? Can we call it
something
else?
It's better than calling it wheeze.
It's
or
true.
Whoppies. Okay, whoppies. Okay.
It's.
I mean, I'm not. Okay, cheese waffles. Okay.
Okay. I mean, I know it's chaffle is the thing. I'll try to like get past the whole
chafed in the chaffle
thing. Yeah, that I'll work past.
Shannon is chafed by the word chaffles.
It's true.
So okay.
But that was delicious.
So 1 to 10 scale.
I'm bumping up my score. Is it like if we're doing like total overall?
Well, no.
Score?
Well, first do the savory chaffle.
Oh, just the savory.
The concept overall.
Just the savory. I'm going 9.
I think 9 is fair. Yeah, it's fair. That was a solid 9. That was really good.
That'd be a good base.
So overall concept.
Like a 9, 9.5. Yeah.
Okay.
Because they weren't hard to make.
They really weren't.
It wasn't.
It's like 3 ingredients at its simplest, and then you just like throw stuff in there, and you can pretty much throw almost anything in there, and it's going to
sprinkle your whole thing. Yeah. Do what you want. I like it.
I wonder if we can make it everything bagel chocolate.
That sounds amazing. I bet that would be on point.
Okay. See, now that the wheels are turning, we might have a blog post in the making about chaffles, okay?
All the ideas.
Give me a minute. I need like a weekend to come where, I can just chop to my heart's desire and take pictures of chaffles. And then, All right. So we're going to put the chaffles aside. And we are going to go on to, wait a minute, I think, I can see people's comments. No, I don't think there's any outstanding questions. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But we're going to move on to the recipe that gave me the most anxiety.
Me? Yeah.
How do you feel about this recipe? Without saying what it is first, how do you feel?
I am not okay.
Like literally when I was making it last night, I'm like texting Shannon pictures of the process and I'm like, Shannon, I know that I said the show was going to be about this, but I'm not sure if I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I can follow through. You may have to talk me through it. I may need somebody to hold me afterwards.
Yes.
Help.
Yes.
So
I walked her through it. And then I did mine this afternoon, and I did the same thing to her. And she walked me through it. We went through this. We went through some things.
And when we tell you what it is, it's probably, look, you can't have the, would you like a piece of the chaffle? Here, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
We went through some things.
Because people, let's see, hold up. But Benji, what do you think of the chaffle? Let's see. Well, he's eating it. Oh, look, the cat came out of nowhere and is like trying. Okay, so Benji is eating the chaffle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, okay. The chaffle is Benji approved. But no, yeah, you need to stop barking. I got to finish the show. All right. So, all right. Becky said she's scared. We're scared too, Becky.
Okay. So same.
Okay, let's just start. Okay, so I know Crystal's like, come on. Okay, we're gonna tell you what it is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We can take that micro step. We can tell people what it is, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We are going to next try fathead cinnarolls.
This scares me.
If you're not familiar with the concept of fathead dough, let me break it down to you. This is like keto dough. And it's used for a lot of different things, not just savory things, but sweet things as well. And so fathead dough, and tell me where your recipe differs from mine.
I used the exact recipe that you did.
Oh, did you? Okay,
yes,
so
this is the one that I just picked, the one that you were doing for simplicity's sake.
Mozzarella cheese. Cream cheese.
Yes.
Egg. Almond flour.
Yes.
What else is in it?
I think that's
it.
Pretty much it.
But here's the thing. Well, with the recipe, first of all, I found that recipe a little bit difficult to work with because I really felt like the egg should come after the almond flour because I mixed the almond flour into the melted cheese. And of course, we've all seen like mozzarella when it melts, okay?
Yes.
It's like stringy and gooey, and Shannon already knows I have a thing about stringy cheese, like melty cheese. It like makes me want to curl up in a little ball. Like those commercials with the cheese going woo on the pizza commercial, it like, I need therapy after seeing that. So
she runs in the other direction.
So I dealt with that. I stirred in the almond flour, and that made it really tough. So then I'm supposed to mix it. I read the recipe 3 times. You're supposed to mix in the egg after you mix in the almond. I'm like, how is this going to work? So I had to like mush the egg. And then I had to remind myself several times along the way, because I actually do know how to make cinnamon rolls from scratch. That I was actually, because I was like, I'm over mixing it. But I was like, wait a minute, there's no gluten in this.
Nope.
So anyway, you mix that all together. It really does resemble dough once you mix it. And you let it
creeped me out.
I know. It's like, well, the thing that creeped me out was that it still smelled like cheese. Maybe the mozzarella that I had like more salt or something in it or something. But I smelled cheese. So that was freaking me out a little bit. So then you put it on a piece of parchment paper. You put the dough ball on a piece of parchment paper. You put another piece of parchment paper over it. You roll it. I use this bad boy right here, my French roller that my friend Pam gave me. And you roll it out until it's like one long sheet. And here's where it gets weird for me, because I'm like, this is mozzarella.
Yes.
mozzarella lasagna, and that kind of stuff, right? So,
Yes.
so where for me was, then after you roll it out, you put butter, sweetener, and cinnamon, and then you roll it up and you cut it into pieces. You stand those pieces up on some sort of baking vessel, and I think mine baked at 350 for like 15 or 20 minutes.
Yep.
Look, even Benji doesn't like this idea. He's like, I don't like the sound of this. So, so that's the process. I have never been like too keen on the thought of fathead dough, which is why I have never tried it. I probably would try it, like, because sometimes people use it for pizza. I could probably be down for the pizza application of this, but the sweet application is like,
it's tripping me up a little bit.
A little bit, but we have to be brave. We're going to try this. So first of all, why don't we show? I haven't put any topping on mine yet. Let me just show you what it looks like right now. Okay, here's mine.
I have one.
You have one.
Yeah, I have two. I have two. I have one without any topping on it.
Okay.
And then I have one with topping on it.
I feel like I need to nuke mine though because it's cooled. It's a little firm-ish for me. So it smells like cinnamon at this point. Like that's the good thing about cinnamon. The redeeming thing about cinnamon is that it will take over the taste of anything. 15 seconds once again in the microwave. Then you need a microwave in that room.
I am freaked out, guys. I know I need a microwave. We need to make this. This should become,
Yeah.
I have goals.
We're gonna trick out your space so that we can just like.
Actually, I have goals. I have kitchen goals. This is true life. I have kitchen goals.
Okay, so
to make it so I should be in my kitchen.
It's still kind of like firm, but okay. I can work with it. Okay. So I made a cream cheese topping for mine. Do you think we could taste it without the topping first?
That's what I was planning. That's why I brought two, because I was like, I should probably try it without the topping first.
So let me try this one first.
For unadulterated.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Are you ready?
As ready as I'm ever going to be. So let's just go. Let's go.
Before we do this, I want you to say that I want to say that this should be construed as the ultimate act of love from us to you.
Yes.
Because when these were finished, I had a strong desire not to put this in my mouth. So it may not be that bad though, because so far we're 2 for 2.
I have been surprised.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Okay. Oh, I'm just putting it in my mouth. Okay. Hold on. Ready, set, go. Actually, that tastes kind of cakey.
Yeah.
Okay. So it has sort of a cakey consistency.
Yes.
It doesn't taste cheesy. Oh God,
I know. It doesn't. The dough is really salty because of, obviously.
Well, we haven't put anything on it yet. So wait, let's try the one where I have my cream cheese.
I made the ice. I made icing. I made some icing.
Yeah, I made cream cheese icing. Basically, this is just some melted cream cheese, a little bit of Splenda, and a little bit of almond milk to thin it out. And it's still kind of chunky because I made it in a hurry.
I did. I went and bought special confectioner's sweetener.
Ooh.
And made an icing out of that. It's called Swerve.
Oh yeah, I've heard of Swerve. Yeah, I've heard of Swerve.
So that's what I made my and all unsweetened almond milk. So
okay. Bon appetit.
All righty.
Not bad. Not bad.
Mm-mm.
Kind of tasty.
Mm.
Like I said, it's
I
like
think I got.
it doesn't have like a dough. It's like a cake. It's like a cinnamon
Yeah.
cake that's rolled up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hit a salty piece. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I think I might have gotten edge where there wasn't a lot of the like cinnamon and
I
stuff, and
know
it's
that's the
definitely
thing.
way.
That was the other thing I was worried about too, because of how it mixed. Was that there was going to be like a goo glob of egg in there somewhere, and that was just going to end it all for me. I would have died if I had bit into that. But here's the thing, Shannon, and here's the thing, foodies. We're tasting this, but I really feel like we should get a non-op opinion. So, hey, Gerard, can you come taste the Cinnarolls? You have to look. You can taste anything that you want, but we were tasting first. But you do have to sit in this chair though if you're going to taste it. Well, the camera can't see your face with this thing. Okay, well done. This is Mr. Foodie, guys. You took like too big of a bite.
No, there's no such thing as too big of a bite. That's nasty.
Okay. So let's see. I'm at. Now you're gonna be behind the camera. That is like it needs to be heated up, but
That's okay.
the chaffle was okay.
Chaffle.
And then yeah, okay.
No, nobody should ever have to eat that. The frosting is good.
He said the frosting is good.
The frosting is good. The frosting is good.
I'm glad he came back for a little bit more of the Parmesan garlic chaffle. So
Yes.
It's good. Good.
He likes the Parmesan. He didn't try the sweet chaffle, but he did try the savory chaffle. The savory chaffle got the non-op stamp of approval. Like, okay, here's my thing. 1 to 10, Shannon, on this one. I'm gonna give this one I think 2 is fair. It shouldn't be like the worst thing I ever tasted, but it's
no 2 for the frosting. -5 for the day one. I think it's nasty.
I'm going 2. I would have to agree with you. I do want to say that I tried the icing that I made out like without anything, and I was like, oh my god, it's way too sweet. But on this cinnamon roll, because the dough is salty, it really balanced out that saltiness. So that actually worked out.
There's a whole bowl. You're gonna put your finger on my cinnamon roll, and that sounded really dirty. But anyway, there's a whole bowl of the frosting stuff. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah, you know,
I think I'm gonna chuck the rest of these.
I'm interested in the application of this dough in a savory.
Yes. Like I've seen it like for like breadstick
recipe
type thing.
Breadstick was where I was going with that. Like we have a pizza place in our hometown they have really awesome breadsticks, and the texture of this dough is very similar to those breadsticks, and that might be this dough might be made into some breadsticks, but I
didn't think it was completely nasty, but
it wasn't the worst thing I've ever had.
I didn't love it.
Life. Yeah,
I didn't love it. I'm having a hard time saying I liked it, but I didn't hate it.
I like cinnamon rolls, like actual cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, I make actual cinnamon rolls.
Right,
if you guys follow Bariatric Foodie on Instagram, I took you through me and cinnamon cinnamon rolls. Like I think last week, because I made some for a coworker who was leaving my job. So so I know how to make actual cinnamon rolls, and I know what actual cinnamon rolls, homemade cinnamon rolls, what they should feel like. It should taste like, they should smell like. And this ain't it. This ain't it.
No.
Sarah asked if there's a breadstick recipe in our future. There may just be.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because the sweet, no.
I'm not digging the sweet with this particular
I just
dough.
don't think mozzarella should ever be used with anything sweet. I mean, I know I just had that whole speech about how pumpkin doesn't have to be sweet, but mozzarella really does need to be savory.
Yeah. I don't know. I think part of it is because because it's the whole like basis of the dough, the recipe. Like there's so much mozzarella.
And you don't add any sweetener in the recipe to the. That's why I checked it like several times, and it did not say to add sweetener. I mean, to be fair, the cinnamon roll recipe I have doesn't add any more sugar than it takes to activate the yeast, but still.
Right. You'd think like to counteract the saltiness, there'd be, I don't know. I'm not the worst thing I ever ate, but I would not do this particular thing.
Yeah, I'm not doing
to this particular dough ever again.
I'm done with it. I did it.
Yes.
We memorialized it on.
We survived.
Camera, and we survived this show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of us.
I am so proud of us.
I feel like we have done something. Okay, so just as a recap, just in case you're just joining us, we did 3 recipes. We did cloud bread, and we both agreed that the cloud bread was okay. It's just, we neither one of us found it worth the effort that, to do it like in regular life. But stay tuned, because I really think that this may be my answer for a low carb chalupa.
Yes.
So that's the word.
I will be impatiently waiting for that.
We both like the chaffles, although Shannon would respectfully like for somebody to find a new name for chaffles.
Bring us an alternate name, and I am 100% on board.
So we tried a sweet one. We each tried a sweet one, and we each tried a savory one. We like both of those. So those both got high marks.
Yes, would do again.
The fathead center rolls we will never speak of again. That's just not ever happening.
But
again.
Maybe a breadstick recipe.
Yeah, maybe a breadstick, maybe a pizza. Because the other thing I've never tried, inexplicably, I don't know, I have a mind thing about it. I don't know why. And this was not one of the things I proposed for tonight, because I just didn't think I had time to do it. But I've actually never had cauliflower crust pizza either.
Me either.
So, so maybe one day we need to just do alternate pizza tasting.
That would be interesting.
There we go.
That's a good idea.
Alternate, not next week though, but in a future show.
In a future show, yeah. This was incredibly fun, anxiety inducing, and fun.
I have fun when I eat with you, Shannon.
No, it's so fun.
We just need to find companies that will send us stuff and sponsor us to eat stuff on air, because I feel like we really do well with that. I feel like we excel at that particular skill. So yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna wrap up.
Yes.
I want to remind you guys again, if you are looking to join this step bet, Sunday is the day. Bariatricfoodie.com/step bet. I will put the link in the show notes. Check out the Bariatric Foodie online cooking classes and the blog post. All of the links will be in the show notes. Next week, I think we're gonna do a nice calm on our souls, ask us anything show. Yeah, and that's the show where you can bring every question that you don't want to ask anywhere else, and we will answer it. There are no stupid questions. There are only questions that you don't ask. So next week, join us for Ask Us Anything.
And we mean anything. Like you want to know like my favorite hobbies, I'll answer it. Anything.
I'm looking around because I noticed that there was a battery that fell on the floor, and then my dog walked by, and that battery isn't there anymore. Did you, sir? You didn't need the battery, did you?
Oh,
no.
Please, no.
I think you pushed it under the island.
Oh.
So anyway, good night, folks. I hope you enjoyed this. We will be thinking of more kooky things that we can taste.
If you've got ideas.
Yeah, if you have ideas, put them in there. But that is a wrap for keto recipes that freak us out. Have a wonderful evening, guys. Okay? Bye.